Yep, nailed it. Oh, what was that? No. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Jennifer Glatzhofer, a musical theatre performer and a voice teacher. And today I'm jumping on to another voice play performance, another voice play cover. So I've been meaning to try and fit this into my schedule for quite some time because a lot of you have told me to react to, spoiler alert, it's in the title, but Hoist the Colours by VOICEPLay. And I've just struggled a little bit to kind of fit it in because obviously each month I will receive another notification that they've released something else and I want to jump on that. So then I think if I jump onto this one as well as doing the once a month VOICEPLay things, I just feel like there's so much VOICEPLay, which I don't know why that's a bad thing. None of you are complaining, right? So anyway, I've decided to not listen to the negative thoughts and we've gone ahead with this. I'm so excited. You all have said, you know, like, why is it not on your channel? So now it will be. Just a little reminder for you that this is a reaction and analysis video, so I will be stopping and talking about the vocals. If you'd rather watch the full video uninterrupted, I've left the link in the description below, so do go and check it out. The link to my Patreon page is also down there. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and the bell button to be notified anytime I post. Let's go.
The king and his men stole the queen from her bed and bound her in her bones. Ooh. The seas be ours and by the powers where we will roam. Yo.
Oh, yo. Okay, so excited. Pirates of the Caribbean, yes. Okay, so I'm hearing a new voice here from Jose here right at the beginning. Really, really lovely, really well connected. Kind of like a cheeky little eyebrow going on there, which it's very mysterious. Caesar with the eye. Oh, I just love, I know I always mention this, but I just love the setting and the extent they go to. I already checked Jeff did arrange this. It will be really nice because I think this is, how long ago? Okay, so it's just over half a year ago that this came out. So it'll just be nice to see their progression even within this kind of short amount of time, just to see how maybe things have changed, maybe. If we can hear anything like that, would be really interesting. I loved the use of their their hums to kind of get into there. And let's just go back to Ellie's voice, just because stunning. Actually, you know what? Let's go back to the beginning.
The king and his men stole the queen from her bed.
There you go.
And bound her in
Very breathy.
her bones.
Yeah.
The seas be ours and by the powers where we will roam.
Yeah, so we're going to listen to that last part again and then I promise we'll continue. But like there's so much kind of distortion on Ellie's voice, which is something that we are aware of from previous future performances from them. But on that last word, it's kind of like he starts with the little bit of distortion in there, kind of finds a clear sound and then brings that back on a nice rounded kind of sound. It's just so good.
We will roam.
And really bright singing. Oh, it just makes you do this, right? You just want to go with it. Oh, I love, because it's such an abrupt, like, oh, like, or whatever line that kind of really abrupt. Sometimes they had a nice little da, like a slide on there. Can't remember the words. We'll look at it again. But also notice the final word that featured Jeff's lovely vibrated down there. On the word die, but instead of closing it with the die, he's lingering on the first part of the diphthong on this vowel, right? So we have this open space, da. So we have that drop, natural drop of the jaw, da. Otherwise we want to lift it up, maybe. But it just keeps everything really, really relaxed and keeps everything kind of samey so that he can just do and change according to the pitch of what he needs to do. But everything else, relax-wise, jaw-wise, face-wise, vowel shape-wise, stays the same. Cool. Quite pouty. You get this darker feel as well. Which is, that was that. Thieves and beggars, never shall we. Again, quite pouty.
Now some men have died and some are alive.
So much breath guiding that.
Others sail on the sea with keys to the cage and the devil to pay. We lay to fiddler's green.
Yep, nailed it. I love the different kind of voice qualities that we're hearing from Caesar and Ellie. Caesar's offering a lot of breath on his tones. Even when we kind of go up into his kind of mixy kind of territory, we are getting into this tiny, whiny place, but actually he's keeping a lot of that breath there to create kind of like, you know, pirates, wind, fog. Oh, where are we going with this? He's kind of creating that kind of color. Whereas Ellie's very direct with his sound. It's quite like narrow, bright, pingy. Up here, imagine if the sound was bouncing from somewhere, it'd be his cheeks. That's where he's kind of placing it.
And others sail on the sea.
Quite open, spacey, and then here
with keys to the cage and the
distortion.
devil to pay. We lay to fiddler's green.
The bell has been raised from its watery grave.
Can't you hear it? Sepulchral tone. We are a call. Hey, heed to the call and turn your sails toward home.
Oh my goodness. The thing with voice play, there is so much to unpack in such a small amount. Like from the last time, it was been like 20 seconds since I last kind of paused, maybe, I don't know, 30 seconds. And there's just so much to talk about. So we will go back, we will unpack as best as we can. Lane keeping this kind of like just pace going. It's so impressive, and it's just really nice to pick out every so often. Right, where are we?
The bell has been raised from its watery
What, like,
grave.
can't you? That's like completely.
Raised from its watery grave.
Can't you is up there. One more time. It's actually quite like majory, almost. The feel is like uplifting compared to what Jeff's doing with his vocals here. So it's kind of like, do I like it? Am I happy? I don't know. Oh.
From its watery
And the ascending. And that lower harmony from Caesar. There's so much like, I'm just in awe of Eddie's voice. So in order for us to get that connection up at the top, if we are, wanting a louder chest dominant kind of connection here, which is what Ellie is doing, he's definitely in his mix. But if we're wanting it to be a little bit more chest dominant, so we're getting into that call-like feel, extended speak area into a chest dominant mix, belt, he has to be kind of placing it in a really tiny space. So if you think of a triangle, if we're bringing that heaviness from underneath, he'd be pulling, reaching, and it will just feel like it's painful. It does not sound like it's painful. Obviously he knows what it feels like, but it does not sound like that at all. He's placing this in such a tiny place, increasing his kind of twang to get that volume out, and then just making sure we have that resistance within the vocal folds to get that clear sound. And then on top of that, his distortion, gravelly, stylistic tone. What was that? I'm sorry. No. Okay. First of all, lovely kind of really in his chest voice, Jose's kind of call in the middle. Really, really lovely. Let's go to that. But then again, sorry, I'm just gonna have to pick out Ellie just in this top section. It's so, you can see the drop of the jaw, the tongue kind of placement there. Obviously, I know they're singing on top of it, but they are singing on top of it. So they're still doing everything here. It's so tiny. It's so just really well placed. Okay, right. Again, you know, a lovely, well-connected belt, beautifully placed in his mix from Ellie again. It's just so balanced, and it doesn't feel like he's reaching with any heaviness at all. It's just so lovely and well-placed. It is an extension of his speech-like quality. If you were to call out to someone, we've got so much height and colours up there, and that's what he's using there, as well as obviously a lot of that support as well. And now we're also kind of hearing Caesar become a little bit more clearer with his vocal onsets as well, not including too much breath, and a lovely oval shape with his mouth on bound. I think, let's go. Nope, I missed it. I think there's a section before. And just watch this part again. Let's zoom into Caesar. Thieves. Notice how he's going thieves, thieves, and leaning a little bit more of an ear vowel rather than thieves. Because of where he is, he needs to have that relaxed feel and not feel squeezed at all, because he's just staying up there. The team's a little bit up there as well. He's kind of taking that down, taking that placement down as he goes, and not falling flat, because he's keeping that brightness as he comes back down. God, all of these movements. It's really nice as well. Obviously, we've seen a wide variety of songs from them now over on my channel, so I'm kind of like aware of each kind of voice and what they can do. It's really, like, Caesar's quite still in this compared to where we've seen him recently, but it's just really, like, he's still just placing it so lovely, but there's stillness about him in here. It's just was that Jeff? Da. We kind of go from a ah vowel to ah, which is a little bit kind of Not spreading to the fact that we do this, there's a little bit of a spread to get a brighter feel. Teeth are pinging out as well to get to this ah shape. Ah, obviously we need the teeth to show, but it just gets us in a twangier, brighter sound rather than da, and then maybe gets a little bit more of a classical sound. The larynx wants to lower a little bit, but here he's allowing it to help with that slide to kind of go into this different tone quality. Okay, I can see why you wanted me to look at this. We just need to look back at what the ending was. Just what, like lighting, setting, camera work. It's incredible. Lane keeping it, everything to it's just so impressive, like what he does, and you forget, you do. And I know I sometimes forget to mention it because you just forget that it's coming from a human mouth body. It's insane. There was a lovely growth towards the end, and so I think it was probably Ellie kind of following where the lyrics were going. He opted for quite a head-dominant mix at the top on an eval, so it kind of favoured that softer sound. And then he landed right on that final... Everything that we've been talking about in this video and everything that we have been talking about Ellie's voice, he's beautifully showcased here and just wonderfully able to keep this in a balanced, connected, mixed belt. And it's so good. You can see he kind of like breaks off a little bit. His whole body, I mean, we do get, he's not reaching or anything, but it's just his whole body is involved with it. Like it's on an eval, right? And he's doing this again. Whee! I think someone else is up there as well, but it's a lot softer. And then he lands on this next note. Yeah! And he has that kind of kick off. Da! Using that dirt as an anchor point. Lovely on this A-vowel. He is staying on there. He's found his kind of vowel position for it. And just letting everything go out. It's so angry. You can see his whole body's just... I love that. Wow. Wowie wow. Oh, the pure joy that I get from watching one of VoicePlay's covers, performances, it's just videos, it's just, I love it. I mentioned a bit earlier on, it's like you can literally, like in a 20-second clip of theirs, you can break down so much of what's going on because it's so detailed. Everything is done, and Jeff arranged this one, I think it said, and like, you know, it's everything is done with such purpose as to, you know, nothing's just done just because, why not? It's all done because it sounds so good and it goes with what's going on. And he, you know, I think someone mentioned here, and I watched a video of his as well, he writes for the people that, you know, he arranges and puts people, yeah, writes for the voices that he has, rather than what he wants it to kind of like, oh yeah, you do this even though you don't like doing it, whatever. But he's really using everyone's strengths, and that's why it works so well, because they're shining through at the particular moments of the track. I'm so happy I went back to this because I loved it. Thank you very much for watching my reaction and analysis to Hoist the Colours by VoicePlay. If you did enjoy it, please go ahead and click that subscribe button and the bell button and the thumbs up button. Make sure to check me out on Patreon as well, and I'll see you very soon for another video. Bye!
Bye.